Peace. Welcome to the YouTube live book reading of The African Origin of Civilization, Myth or Reality by Dr. Cheikh Anta. Peace, YouTube. Divine days and nights. Coming to you live from the light. It's a beautiful day, and we've really been getting in a lot of work. A lot of gems. Yeah. I wish all the greatest and best for all of us. And each prayer, and made some wonderful meal. And so now it's just like, all right, just perfect peace. Let's read to the people. So we're starting chapter 13. Right now, chapter 13 of the African Origin of Civilization. We're going to do the old 1, 2, 3 as we bring it home. Divine days and nights. Early history of humanity. Evolution of the Black world. Chapter 13. Peace, peace. Chapter 13. Here we are. Again, early history of humanity. Evolution of the Black world. Page 260 is where we pick up. Chapter 13. Insofar as the known facts permit, we shall try in this chapter to retrace the major stages in the evolution of the Black world since Homo sapiens appeared on the scene. In addition to providing a reference system for the young African researcher, the picture thus presented with its inevitable gaps, its uncertainties, but also its areas of clarity, will give him an idea of the seriousness and magnitude of his or her task. I have directed my efforts to the period of the African past ranging from prehistory to the appearance of modern states at the end of the Middle Ages. For this is the span that poses the greatest number of problems for understanding the history of mankind. Here's the first section, middle of page 260. Priority of the Negro factor in the history of humanity. The results of archaeological finds, especially those of Dr. Louis Leakey in East Africa, enable us every 6 months or so to penetrate more deeply into the obscurity of the first rough outlines of humanity. Thanks to dating methods based on the dosage of potassium, 40 over argon, we can go back 1,700,000 years. Nevertheless, there is continued agreement that Homo sapiens, modern man, appeared about 40,000 years ago during the Upper Paleolithic. This first humanity, belonging to the lower layers of the Aurignacian, was probably related morphologically to the current Black type of humanity. The characteristics of Grimaldi race have been summarized as follows by Marcelin Boulay and Henri Valois in Facile Men, translated into English by Michael Bulla. Oh, that's awesome. Divine Days, Feast, and Eyes Heart Love. Thank you, YouTube. We're pushing towards 700 in this peaceful part of YouTube, where we read books and learn from masters. And I'm Master Fitness Trainer Uriel Neville Riley. Thank you so much for being here. You get to see it live, and put it in a playlist. This is all for the long range. It's all for the long range. So each book that you see us read on this channel is put into a playlist. And then you can just go to the book that you would like to read, tap on it, and it will read the whole entire playlist for you. You can pause it, you can take notes, whatever it is in your pleasure. But this is for the people, and it's free, no commercials. So, hi, it's Heart, Love, Enjoy. Thank you so much. When we compare the dimensions of the bones, oh, wait. When we compare the dimensions of the bones of their limbs, we can see that the leg was very long in proportion to the thigh, the forearm very long in proportion to the whole arm, and that lower limb was exceedingly long relative to the upper limb. Now, these proportions reproduce, but in greatly exaggerated degree, the characters presented by the modern Negro. Here, we have one of the chief reasons for regarding those fossils as Negroid, if not actually Negro. The Negroid affinities are likewise indicated by the characters of the skull. These are large. The crania are very elongated, hyperdolichocephalic, hyperdolichocephalic, indices 68 and 69. And seen from above, they present a regular, elliptically shaped contour with flattened parietal bulges. The skulls are also very high, so that their capacity is at least equal to that of the average Parisian of our day. 1,580 cubic centimeters in the case of the young man, 1,375 cubic centimeters in the case of the old woman. The mastoid apophyses are small. The face is broad but not high, while the skull is excessively elongated from the front backwards, so that the head might be called unbalanced or disharmonic. The forehead is well developed and straight. The orbital ridges project only slightly. The orbits are large, deep, and subrectangular. Their lower border is everted toward the front. The nose, depressed at the root, is very broad, or platyrrhinian. The floor of the nasal fossae is joined to the interior surface of the maxillary by the groove on each side of the nasal spine, as in Negroes, instead of being bordered by a sharp edge, as the white races. The canine fossae are deep. Peace, divine rising. Thank you so much for being here. Peaceful part of YouTube, reading books with us. It's a perfect day and evening. And so this is a special time, really special time, in which we have the platform to give the power back to the people. So that's the whole objective, giving it back to the people. Page 261, down the bottom. Here we go. The jaw is strong, its body very thick. The ascending branches are broad and low. The chin is not greatly developed or strongly marked alveolar prognathism. We're going to hear that word a lot, so I'll make sure I put it in the vocabulary in the description. Prognathism, correlated with the upper prognathism, gives it a pronouncedly receding appearance. The majority of these characters of the skull and face are, if not negritic, at least Negro. The other types of found in Europe probably belong to the Cro-Magnon race. The Predmos man in Moravia and the Brunn man near Vienna were perhaps Cro-Magnoids with Ethiopian characteristics. Such are the facts revealed by archaeology. On the strength of this evidence, we must recognize in all objectivity that the first Homo sapiens was a Negroid, and that the other races, white, yellow, appeared later, following differentiations whose physical causes still escape science. Refusing to accept these facts, scholars substitute hypotheses for them. Here is one that I heard expressed by a great modern scientist during the summer of 1963 in Paris. The morphological differences between blacks, whites, and yellows are so deep that it would be absurd to make them date back less than 40,000 years by supposing the two latter named races to be the product of a differentiation in the primitive Negro substratum. At that period, the three races must necessarily have already existed on Earth with their own well-defined characteristics. Archaeology will one day find specimens of white men as old as the first Negro Aurignacians. When the latter lived in Europe, the white race must have been elsewhere in some location, not yet excavated, but its existence at that period cannot be doubted. Let's put a pin here, because we know now that that's not true. But see, they wanted to see themselves as beginning and thinking that maybe humans sprouted up from different places, which would be called polygenetic theory. We know polygenetic theory is not right, it's false. Monogenesis, monogenesis. Let's drop a pin here. Monogenesis. All came from one. From many, from one comes many. All right, back to Dr. Cheikh Anta. We're in the middle of page 262 in this 13th chapter. 3 readings, like I said, 3 readings. We're going to close out this book. It'll be in the playlist forever for y'all. Though the hypotheses of scholars often prove true, the fact remains that at the present moment, while awaiting new discoveries to prove the contrary, the sole scientific conclusion conforming to the evidence is that the earliest humans, the very first Homo sapiens, were Negroids. Obviously, the term Negroid is conspicuous in scientific writing. It belongs to the group of words used to gloss over the facts. Any Negro type that stands unquestionably at the origin of civilization is, for that very reason, described by the most distinguished scholars as Negroid or Hamite, as we have seen. Thus, the first humans were probably quite simply Negretic. The existence of an archaic Homo sapiens Swanscomen and Fontechevade man as early as the lower Paleolithic would not change these facts one iota. In the upper Paleolithic, the archaic Homo sapiens either disappeared or else evolved into the Grimaldi man. For one only, for only the latter has been found without any parallel branch of Homo sapiens until the belated appearance of the Cro Magnon and Chancelade races. Pierre Legault's note in the Proceedings of the French Academy Sciences for October 1962, pages 2276 to 2277, does not weaken those conclusions. In an effort to demonstrate that the Grimaldi race did not exist, he tried to continue Verneuil's study on Le Gratte de Grimaldi that Boulay and Valois had utilized. Unfortunately, he was evasive in his attempt to refute the main points of the long text quoted earlier. Without denying the existence of prognatism, he tried to justify it. In the old woman, it is a question of an old bilateral loss of mandible molars. This loss usually causes functional prognatism. Next, he discusses the arrangement of the adolescent's teeth, claiming that these had been dislocated with time and that the skull is necessarily damaged in order to say that it was probably prognathous on the one side and orothagnus, oro, orothostagnus on the other. This is false when it is a matter of facial prognatism of the jawbones, which is unquestionably the case of the adolescent as the old woman. The author does not help his reader to avoid the confusion. Instead, he leads us to think he is discussing facial prognatism when he is merely discussing alveolar prognatism of the adolescent's teeth. He is no less vague on another characteristic, the proportion of the limbs. Characteristics 1, 2, 3 are concerned. Characteristics 1 to 3 are concerned with the size of the individual and the proportions of their long bones. These are not presented in their real state on the plates. Their respective proportions, therefore, rest on hazardous opinions. Peace, YouTube. Awesome. Thank you for the likes and subs. We're pushing towards 700 on this peaceful part of YouTube reading books. Welcome, man. Thank you so much for being here. We are in the 13th chapter, basically the last chapter. So I decided we're going to read it in 3 readings and close out another book. And then I'm going to go publish and focus on publishing my next book. So thank you so much for being here. Much love. Enjoy to y'all. Huh. Hi, it's Heart Love. Page 263 in the middle. The author, who has had access to the original pieces in the Monaco Museum, should certainly have provided the numerical measurements of the long bones of upper and lower limbs, and should have demonstrated that they are not negretic. Nothing should have been easier for him, yet he fails to do it. He is content with the vague, unusual observations quoted above. One always creates a malaise by omitting precise details when these are available. We would like him to present photographic reproductions not only of the fragment of the dental apparatus of one skull, but of both entire skulls in profile to prove the absence of the pragmatism in the originals. And we would like him to juxtapose these reproductions with those published by the Professor Valois to show how they differ from the originals. He does not commit on Valois' important observation concerning the flora of the nasal fossae, an observation which suffices to ruin his whole theory. If there, if Mr. Legault wants to convince us, he must produce those proofs, including the numerical measurements of the proportions of the limbs, which are all available to him. We may hope soon to have an opportunity to examine these precious documents. Yeah. Let's pause right here. Yes. We'll pause right here. Continue back. When we pick up on page 264 with the African origin of civilization, myth, or reality. This is amazing. Look at this. So, I told you we were going to do the old 1, 2, 3. Right on home. Much love. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Doing, we're doing. I wish all is well. Let's give honor and love to our friends and family and those solar returns on this 25th and 26th day of July. I wish you enjoyed the sights and sounds. Jafar Jackson. Woo! Jafar! Happy solar return. Made it to the 30. Trump. Oh, Kelage too. He says, Trump, much love. And two, Verdine White. Yes, and we're going to see him soon. In a few weeks, we're going to see him in Earth, Wind, and Fire. Verdine White. Happy solar return and honor. And we want to give a shout out, love, honor, respect to those that have elevated. I haven't said his name on here, but to Nolan lost his life on a diabolical expedition. So I want to show love to him and his family, to everyone that has elevated. Thank you for shining your light on this world while you were here. We honor you. Highest heart, love. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. That's some great love on him. Divine days and nights. Wow. Doing it. I got a great message. Showing love to my friends and family. Thank you so much. My mom and dad is always so encouraging to me. All my friends that I really hold close to me, they're it's the same way. I can hear Carrie and Tyron still to this day. You know, come on, Rel, you can do it. I got a message from Bethany and as well as Lewis and Kendrick. Kendrick was like, yo, Rel, you're the truth. And then Bethany was like, "You are unstoppable." I'm just like, so grateful and thankful for all I have now and all that is coming to me. Thank you for guiding us and protecting us. Thank you for shining the light on the direction and path. We ask that you give grace to all those out there that need help and direction. We ask and we're calling on the angels to protect them, shine light. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Divine days and nights. Let's sing I Love You to Mr. Verdine White, as well as to all our friends and family that are solar return. Shine this light all the way up. Look, all the way up. Thank you so much. All right, here we go. Divine days and nights. Yeah. Ready to sing? In melody, I love you. Ay, 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 ay. Love, 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 love you, 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 you. I love you, 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 you. You know it, as I love myself. Divine days and nights. Peace, Tinky. What's going on? The mods are in the building. We're coming into August. And I got the new book coming out. Manifesting Dreams. So this was one of the last 3 readings. We're going to do the old 1, 2, 3. Taking it home. Reading another full, complete book. You know we have to finish. I don't play that. I'm going to guide you to the light. The African origin of civilization, myth, or reality. 1 is down. 2 left. We'll make sure we make them great. I'll see you soon, okay? Yeah. We're going to the rose color cloud. Let's see. All right. Rose colored cloud. We're going to be, I'm so excited too, because I was just thinking about this. We're going to be doing like paper mache. Have you ever got to do that? Yeah, we're going to be doing paper mache and also drawing a little bit, you know, making also organic, natural oils and bottling them up. Yeah, that we use for the bottom of our feet and and our hands and body rubs. Yeah, essential oils. So we're going to be making some essential oils tonight. Come into the rose-colored cloud. I will see you then. Peace, peace. Thank you. Awesome. Hi. Oh, peace. We're going to the rose-colored cloud. Oh, Mystic Breeze, Akasha. Highest heart, love, and honor. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you soon, okay? Rose color. I'll see you there. Peace.